Well, we are now, anyway.
Oh
Well,
shit.
hey, well,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
well, hey, everybody. This is take two of the really stupid intro. To look like I just said, hey, everybody. Tim W. Rago here. Welcome to a special video of Paleo Files reviews. Today's video is not really a review here. Well, kinda, but once again, I'm joined, like I tried to say earlier, before this guy decided to do something with his brain. Joined by fellow creature obsessed.
My brain stopped working.
Yep, there it goes. Yep, my brain stopped. Anyways, I'm joined by fellow creature obsessed fanatic and Instagram follower.
How's it going, folks? Jurassic World Monsterverse here, and I'm trying to get through this without breaking out laughing. So, so let me do that again. How's it going, folks? Welcome to the video. Jurassic World Monsterverse here, and in this episode, it's not really a review. Well, it sort of is, but like my bro addressed here, it's not really a review per se, but really an exciting announcement that we've been wanting to share for a couple of days now.
Yeah, we're still doing the Kongathon, which we're almost done with, but you know, this little piece of news came out, and we just had to talk about. We just had to talk about this.
Oh yeah, there was no getting away from this. We had to talk about it.
Yeah, for those millions of people out there who are dino nerds, dinosaur documentaries have been an extremely hit or miss, with the Walking With series being the first ever absolute great ones. And then you have the ones from the 2000s to the mid 2010s that, you know, were not very, were met with very mixed results here. And then you have the extreme piece of shit one that, you know, that you got nowadays, you know, with, oh god, I'm not even going to talk about that piece of absolute cringe. And then there's the top tier documentary that came out last year called Prehistoric Planet, with honestly some of the best looking dinosaurs ever. Like, that show was such a, it's a straight up masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece.
But what's kind of crazy though is that they only have 5 episodes, and you know, there was a lot of comments all over social media wanting more, and lo and behold, there's a season 2 coming here of this thing.
This was the ultimate. Out of everything that I've seen announced between last year and this year, this was the biggest shocker for me, because I had no idea that. Here's the thing. So, me and my bro, you know, we talk a lot about a lot of things, and Prehistoric Planet is just one out of many things. So, when we talk about it, I often mention that this can't be its own thing. It has to become something like how the Walking With series is, you know, and continued on from there onto one series after the other. And I said to him, like, this can't be its own standalone documentary. It was that much of a masterpiece that it needs a sequel. And this was the ultimate shock for me this year, because, like I said, out of everything that's been announced regarding kaiju and other paleontology related sort of things, Season 2 of Prehistoric Planet, which will be released this May of all things, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest, put it that way. And I still can't comprehend my mind around it, because with a documentary like Prehistoric Planet, with knowing how long it took them to make, with how lifelike and how realistic those dinosaurs look, like, you would expect them to make a sequel in the next 3, maybe 4 years. Just 1 year later, holy hell! Like, either they worked their asses off more than ever to make a season 2, or they knew how successful the first season was going to be, and they planned for a season 2 right afterwards.
Either that, or they probably were making season 2. They were probably making these at the same time, you know,
Yeah.
and then they probably had like 10 episodes made, and then picked like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Five
Yeah,
of them and
that's
5 of them, and then release them, and then just release 5 of them to see how it would work, and then they're gonna release the next 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like while they were in the process of making season 1, they might have finished with season 1 a little earlier than expected, and when they, you know, watched the results and thought how great it looked, they were like, yeah, this needs a season 2. So at the same time, they would have gotten around to working season 2 as well.
And the thing is about Prehistoric Planet is you have the whole thing about this show is, you know, you have David Attenborough you've said he's narrated a lot of nature docs over the years.
Oh man, like since 1979.
And I couldn't have ever thought of like a better choice, because, you know, David Attenborough is the brother of Richard Attenborough, who played John Hammond in the Jurassic Park movie. So they couldn't have picked like a more fitting little tribute, you know, when it comes to dinosaurs. They couldn't have picked a better person. So I really hope he narrates the show. They said
there was another article I read.
Oh, that said he is narrating it? Oh, thank God.
Yeah. No, he's coming back to do it.
Oh, thank Christ. Because dude, it's like, when it comes to dinosaurs, you know, Jurassic Park is such a big thing that it's like, dude, you get the guy who is a fan favorite character from a movie franchise about dinosaurs, get the dude's brother to do a show on dinosaurs. Like, seriously, couldn't have picked a better choice, you know what I mean?
I mean, for me, it's more fitting for me because this is really more of a nature documentary than it is a dinosaur documentary. Because Prehistoric Planet, not only does it go out of its way to, you know, just talk about dinosaurs the whole time, which it does, but other than that, like, it goes into detail about how the world was back then, with the climate and with everything else that is associated with nature that you hear David Attenborough talking about a lot in other documentaries. And I've got to say, folks, like, if you haven't watched any of other nature programs that David Attenborough has narrated, you're missing out big time, because in those documentaries, even the older ones that were from the 80s and 90s, like, they're pure gold. They are a hidden gem in the world of documentaries, and I highly recommend each and every single one of them to you. Especially the Life series, you know, Life on Earth, The Living Planet, Life of Mammals, Life of Birds, Life in Cold Blood, Life in the Undergrowth, Life in the Freezer, The Trials of Life, and there was another one I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, Lost Worlds, Vanished Lives, which is one of my ultimate favourites because he goes out of his way to... So it's an old documentary, so a lot of the old information in it is very outdated, obviously. And it's just about David Attenborough going all over the world to different fossil sites and museums to talk about fossil formations and how certain fossils are made. I really recommend it to you.
Yeah, and also the whole thing, the crazy thing about this is that, what do you call it, is the fact that a lot of the staff behind, I just call it Double P, you know, and I just call the show Double P. And the whole thing, the thing that surprises me is the fact that, you know, Double P proves how you can take big names in Hollywood and make a good doc with it. Because Jon Favreau is the producer on this, and everyone knows him from, directing some of the directing and starring in a lot of the MCU movies, and being the director of
and of course directing a couple of Disney live-action remakes, such as The Jungle Book, which is hands down one of my most favorite movies, and
Lion King.
The Lion King,
and he also directed Cowboys and Aliens as well. He also made that, and also you have Jon Favreau as the producer. Then you have Hans Zimmer, who is a big known composer in a lot of movies, and on top of that, you have MPC, who did the CGI for Godzilla 2014. That did the
wasn't Tim Haynes from Walking with Dinosaurs a part of this as well?
He is not. He's not. I've looked at all the credits. He wasn't, dude. He's not listed in the credits.
But he was at the when they showed it for the first time, and he was there, so I thought he must have been a part of it somehow.
Oh, I haven't seen it, dude. I've binged on season 1 here so many times. I've not seen his name mentioned in any of the credits at all. I mean, if he is, I'm probably thinking of someone else, because I just looked it up, and yeah, he's not there. Yeah, but the fact that but
it was someone else. There was someone else from Walking with Dinosaurs who was a big part of it, who was also a part of this. And I thought it was Tim Haynes at first, but no, it was someone else.
And what's actually kind of interesting is, this show. I mean, I've binged on it like God knows how many times. I've probably watched this show in like all 5 episodes in total, like maybe 4 times since its release, and it's just it is a masterpiece of a show. And the fact that we're getting 5 more episodes of this is. For dino nerds like my bro and I, it's a dream come true. Because of the fact that when you watch Double P, you get so immersed in that world. You get so immersed in the world of all these prehistoric animals, and it's something that a lot of dino docs have not really done. I mean, the Walking With shows do. Walking With it's to this day, Walking With is still able to do that. But a lot of dino docs... There are some examples of shows that try to, almost try to keep you just as invested and immersed as the Walking With series does and Prehistoric Planet does. Like with Planet Dinosaur and Dinosaur Revolution. They get praised a lot as some of the better dinosaur documentaries that were in the dark ages of dinosaur documentaries. So, folks, what I mean by the dark ages, like how I like to categorize or classify the age of dinosaur documentaries is by, in the golden era, you have, at the starting point, which you have Walking With Dinosaurs, and the other Walking With series in the Walking With franchise. But you also have other documentaries as well, like When Dinosaurs Roamed America and Dinosaur Planet. But and so that lasted up until 2006. Oh yeah, I can't forget this, Prehistoric Park as well. That was in the golden age as well. Oh yeah, definitely.
But in the dark ages, which started in 2007. So I know there's a lot of folks here that, with some of these dinosaur documentaries, it was a part of their childhoods. So they have fond memories of it, and they grew up watching it. They're watching it on the History Channel and Animal Planet and things like that. But these documentaries, man, they just frustrate me because they depict dinosaurs as none other than how Jurassic Park depicts them, as mindless, bloodthirsty monsters that only that just only want to destroy and kill. And, Jurassic World kind of
embodies that.
They were drawn that a little, but that element was still there. But yeah, back to what I was saying, the Dark Ages, I would include things like...
Jurassic Fight Club, you said.
Jurassic Fight Club, one of the worst dino docs, hands down. And Monsters Resurrected, oh my
And then you also then you said like Valley of the T-Rex is one of those.
Well, I would have included it in the Dark Ages, but Valley of the T-Rex was made in like 2001, so I can't really put it into that. But I would include it as, I wouldn't go as far to say Valley of the T-Rex is one of the worst dinosaur documentaries of all time. I'm just saying that there's a lot of propaganda in making out T-Rex to be something that it wasn't really. I mean, I know it was mostly just conjecture, but it was mostly just conjecture. But still, there's a lot of biased opinions on that don't meet with a lot of other Paleo fans' opinions. So it's a very conflicting documentary. But I wouldn't go to say as far it is a bad one. But with the Dark Ages, yeah, I would say Clash of the Dinosaurs, Monsters Resurrected. Pardon me, Jesus Christ.
Jurassic Fight Club.
Jurassic Fight Club. Yeah, I keep forgetting its name for some reason.
And when it comes to Monsters Resurrected, actually, I guess I'm the lucky one when it comes to that, because the only episode of that show that I actually watched was the episode they did on Megalania. And for those of you who don't know, Megalania is basically a Komodo dragon on steroids. It's like a 30-foot Komodo, basically. And that's the only episode of Monsters Resurrected I actually watched. And the one that is the absolute most hated is the one on Spinosaurus. Like, apparently, the episode on Spinosaurus, and that one is the absolute most hated out of that entire show. And when it comes to one of the good dinosaur docs, like, the best one was definitely Dinosaur Revolution, because that doc is so underrated, man. It is.
It's such an...
It really is. And then there's like a couple of moments in there that are actually kind of funny. There's some moments in that doc where with the dinos that there's some moments that were kind of comedic in there, and that's why like some of it was kind of fun to watch because of that, because it had this little comedic tone to it.
The first time I ever watched Dinosaur Revolution, I went into it with a mindset that was telling me that this was going to be one of the worst dino docs I ever watched. But upon watching it and watching every episode, I thought, Christ, this is a good documentary. This is really good.
Yeah, so it's kind of like dinosaur docs, like, kind of pick themselves back up a little bit.
Yeah.
They picked themselves, and then
like, it wasn't until 2011 that they started to get back on track a little. But the damage had been done. And those documentaries gave paleontology a really bad reputation.
They did, especially with especially like with Jurassic Fight Club in 2013, when that I think it was like 2012 or 2013 that came out, because every episode kept on showing like they treated the dinos like kaiju, basically. Like they had them. Yeah. They would go over fossil evidence of how each animal would basically kick somebody's ass, and then they would show the fight scene, like the fights after, like at the end of every episode, based on fossil evidence and applying the behavior of like modern animals to that, like doing a blend of both of those. But the thing is that Jurassic Fight Club was gory. That had a lot of gore in it for a dinosaur show. Like, I'm shocked at how much gore was. I was so shocked at how much gore was in that show. And then you had shows like Planet Dinosaur, narrated by John Hurt. Like, that one was a good one. Like, that doc was an okay one.
That Planet Dinosaur, it's probably the most overrated dinosaur documentary I've ever watched, period. I've
never even heard a dinosaur doc become overrated.
With many of my followers on Instagram, whenever there comes a time when, someone posts something about, like, what's the best dinosaur documentary you ever watched, if it's not Prehistoric Planet, then it's Planet Dinosaur. And I'm like, what about Dinosaur Revolution? Walking with Dinosaurs? Any of those names ring a bell?
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep on seeing, like, especially the Spinosaurus from Planet Dinosaur, like the screenshots of that Spino everyone keeps using like freaking crazy. But anyways, but Prehistoric Planet here, or Double P, that thing is so top tier. I don't know if there's any doc that can really match it, to be honest with you, because...
But it is Walking with Dinosaurs, but, like...
Well, the Walking With franchise, that's like... Put it this way. Like, if, the Walking With series is like the King Kong 1933 of Dino Docs, and Prehistoric Planet is like the King Kong '05. You know what I mean?
That is so true. That is so true.
Yeah, like, basically, Double P is like, it took what Walking with Dinosaurs did, and it just, basically said, okay, well, yeah, like I said, like, it comes down to what available filmmaking technology they had back, like, in the 90s to early 2000s, which is where the Walking With franchise came from. And then you have Double P, which has CGI nowadays, and you can see, like, the huge progression of filmmaking technology. Also the fact that every single background in this show is a real thing. Like, every environment is a real place, which makes it more... like, the creatures are the stars of the show, but then the environments are just gorgeous to look at. Like, every environment you see these animals in Double P is absolutely gorgeous.
When it comes to documentaries like that, and especially with David Attenborough narrating, like, I don't know how they do it, and I've always wanted to be able to do something like this myself. You've got to praise the cameramen, man, because, like, they do such a splendid, fabulous job with the cinematography. Like, the cameramen are some of the true heroes of this documentary.
Oh yeah, the camera angles are they. And you know what? One thing I've heard about Double P actually is that the camera angles are, because like you were saying earlier, that this show presents dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals as animals. Like, it really feels like you're watching a natural documentary like you see on National Geographic kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And all the camera angles that I heard somebody comment that the camera angles are there. It's what you would do in a nature doc. Like, the camera angles are in the correct positions on what you would do for a nature doc. Like, say, in episode 1 where they have, like, the T-Rex, you know how the camera's very far away from them? Like, the camera's very far away. If you were to encounter a predator, that's where you'd put the camera, as far away from them.
Exactly.
So the camera angles are like, that's the right places to film these things, to film some of these animals.
So now, are we done praising season 1? Because I think we should get to what our expectations and predictions will be for season 2.
Yeah, sorry, folks, about, like, talking about season 1 so much. It's just because the fact that season 2, this is such big news for dino nerds. Like, you can't talk about this announcement without talking about season 1, because it's Prehistoric frickin' Planet. I mean.
And also, folks, just a little heads up. After we're done with our Congathon reviews, we're going to be doing reviews for Prehistoric Planet season 1's episode reviews. So keep a lookout for them.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it's and on the season 2 announcement, they had a screenshot already of one of the dinosaurs that's going to be featured in season 2, and
a dinosaur that might have been, like, sort of in the background of season 1, but wasn't really named. So to see Tarshia, I know you pronounce it Tarkia, but I like pronouncing it Tarshia.
Yeah.
So Tarshia, which is an ankylosaur from this stage of the very late Cretaceous, right at the end of the late Cretaceous, that lived in what is now Mongolia, is going to be one of the new species included in season 2.
But that screenshot that they showed at the announcement, dude, that one screenshot of Tarkia, you can tell, dude, it's like we already know the CG is going to be fucking great. Just from that
Oh, yeah.
screenshot alone.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
from the skin texture and everything else regarding the design of the animal. Mwah! Looks fucking amazing.
Exactly. And so and one thing you want to bring up, what animals, like, do you really hope to see in season 2 here? Like, what animals are you really hoping to see here?
Oh, bro, like, I could go on an endless list, on and on, all day, constantly naming every late Cretaceous animal I want to see in season 2. But there's been some ideas proposed, like which creatures might make it into the series. So one thing I do want to discuss is that, so with season 1, it explored an era where an age at the very end of the late Cretaceous called the Maastrichtian, I think it's called, Maastrichtian period. And that lasted from 72 to 66 million years ago. So there's been a lot of theories out there, like, ever since the first one was released, the first season that was released, sorry, it's been suggested that, well, now that they've explored the Maastrichtian, maybe they can explore other eras of the late Cretaceous, or hell, maybe even go even earlier, maybe explore an age from the middle Cretaceous, or the early Cretaceous, or the late Jurassic. And, well, although, I'm not conflicted about it, because I have no, like this, Prehistoric Planet is flawless. It's flawless.
It is, yeah, very.
But the thing is, like, I think it would be good if they did explore earlier ages in the late Cretaceous. But I wouldn't mind it at all if they decided to explore the Maastrichtian again, because, hell, there's probably a lot more that they didn't finish and wanted to include in season 1, so they're going to include it in season 2 this time.
Yeah.
So I was hoping, because I saw a fan-made poster, and I was so hoping this was real when this was shown. But like, it was a fan-made poster for Prehistoric Planet season 2, and it depicted a velociraptor chasing a Protoceratops. So I almost flipped my shit until I realised it was fan-made. I was like, for fuck's sake, fucking fans! They're too good at this fan art thing.
Yeah.
So they're so talented that they could get away with anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, but yeah, and it got me thinking. I would like to see the second series really focus more on the Campanian stage of the late Cretaceous. So the Campanian stage was in the middle of the late Cretaceous, and it lasted from 84 to 72 million years ago. And man, just imagine how many animals you could fit into that.
And actually, you mentioned like the Protoceratops. That's actually one of the 5 dinosaurs that I really do hope show up in season 2 here, because Velociraptor, because of Walking With, like Velociraptor and it's Walking With and Dinosaur Planet. Like, Velociraptor and Protoceratops are 2 very well known, desert dinosaurs, and in season 1 we had Velociraptor in a desert.
Even though Velociraptor was extinct just a couple of million years before the Maastrichtian began.
Yeah, but I really do hope,
and that's why I'm really hoping that this episode does focus on the Campanian age of the late Cretaceous. And again, I just want to say, I wouldn't mind at all if they do decide to explore the Maastrichtian again. But because Tarkia is really more of a Campanian dinosaur, I have a hunch they're going to do the Campanian age of the late Cretaceous. But again, maybe they could use it for the Maastrichtian, because there have been dinosaur documentaries that have shown dinosaurs from other countries in the wrong country, or sometimes even in the wrong period. I mean, mistakes like that happen, but I don't know. We'll have to see as we go through it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, what do you call? And also, when it comes to season 2, I wonder, like, before we really talk about what animals we're hoping here, I hope like they have different locations this time. Like I'm
Oh
really
yeah,
hoping that they have different environments this time to put these animals in. Like if they use like if they use at the most one location from season one, I'll be fine with that. If they use one of the same locations, just one. If they use one that was in season one, then okay, I'm fine with that. I'm just hoping every other location's different this time. Like new season, different everything. You know what I mean?
yeah. I would imagine like if this was still set in the Maastrichtium, I would imagine like, and if we're still exploring like the same creatures, not by species but by like individuals, say like with the male Carnotaurus, the male T-Rex and his little ones, the male T-Rex and that female Rex that he had a little sexy time with.
Yeah.
I would imagine, like, with some of those themes, they wouldn't use the same locations, and that's okay. But if they do use the same locations, again, it's something I wouldn't really mind, but it would border on maybe sort of the laziness sort of side of things.
Yeah, like
if you know what I
repetitive.
mean.
It'd be repetitive, yeah.
Yeah. So if they do that, that would maybe bring this season down a little. But as long as we get those CGI dinosaurs and brand new species, I'm game.
Exactly. Speaking of the dinosaurs, like what what five animals like are you really wanting to see here in this season?
Oh man, why do you have to do this to me? There's so many. There are so many.
Why do you think I'm only saying five, genius?
I know, but I can't think of five, genius, because there's too many.
No, all right. I'll just name off.
Okay,
like,
I'll name two that I've been keen to see. So
right.
number one, this was actually a creature that was cut out from season one.
It was cut from season one.
Maybe because with the amount of time for an episode. So number one, I would have to pick Rajasaurus.
Rajasaur. What the frick?
So Rajasaurus is an abelisaurid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to remember. It's funny you said. I just saw this. I saw a Jurassic Park toy that had a Raja in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if that animal would be cool because that thing never gets recognition at all. That animal.
I think the only time it ever got any recognition was when it was included in that anime Dinosaur King.
Oh God, no, don't ever bring that up. No, I don't talk about that.
What you mean Dinosaur King?
No, I don't talk about that. No, but what do you call? So Raja would be interesting, and all right. What's the second one?
Another dinosaur I'd be keen to see. Now this one is. I've been waiting for this dinosaur to make an appearance in media for a long ass time. So this is a dinosaur called Ostroraptor. Ostroraptor was a large dromaeosaur, close to the size of a Utahraptor, and it lived in Argentina around 66 million years ago.
You know what? I've heard of that animal. Wasn't the original name for that thing called Megaraptor? Wasn't that?
No, Megaraptor is a different dinosaur species.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing, I think Megaraptor, like Ostroraptor is a dromaeosaur, but Megaraptor, I don't know if it is a dromaeosaur. I'm just looking it up right now.
And, all right, you said Raja and Rajasaurus
and Ostroraptor.
So those are yours. Those are the animals you're hoping.
Yeah, Megaraptor wasn't a dromaeosaur.
It's kind of weird. It's like it has raptor in the name, though.
Yeah, and I'm looking at fossils of it now, and it has raptor-like sickles, but
it's not really. But it's not a dromaeosaur, though.
No, that's interesting.
But like, okay, the animals that the top 5 animals that I'm really hoping for, and I am gonna name like one small. I'm gonna probably name like one small one because there was Mononychus in season 1 here. Like the animals I'm really hoping to see, like if they're doing Tarchi already, they already showed that one. I'm hoping there's Protoceratops. Oh my god, I want to say Edmontosaurus, but Edmontosaurus
That
lived.
was already been shown.
Oh yeah, well they did. Well, they said it was two different hadrosaurs. They didn't really say Edmonto. They didn't really say an Edmonto. Then there's also Albertosaurus wasn't in this. Their Tarbo was, but not Tarbo, and T-Rex was, but not Albertosaur. There's Protoceratops, Albertosaurus, and I know there's like a third. There's like a third dino that I've wanted to see. I think Microraptor. I want to see Microraptor in this show too. Like I definitely want to see. There's Protoceratops, Microraptor, Albertosaurus.
The only downside to your list so far is that Microraptor wasn't a late Cretaceous dinosaur; it was early Cretaceous.
Yeah, didn't it? When did it live like same time as Troodon, right? Oh shit. Well, yeah, but what you mentioned though that Velociraptor was in this wrong place too in this show, apparently. Oh no, and also another animal I really hope they bring in is since they had aquatic reptiles, I want to see Deinosuchus. I literally want to see.
Oh yeah,
I want to see like the main ones: Albertosaurus, Protoceratops, and Deinosuchus. I so want to see Deinosuchus brought in here so bad because, we haven't
seen Deinosuchus in a long time.
Because Prehistoric Park had Deinosuchus in it, and yeah, for episode 6, but I want to see it update with more updated CG. You know what I mean? I want to see Deinosuchus really brought in with this kind of CG that Double P has. Yeah, those are the 3 animals I want to see. But one animal that I'm totally shocked is not in this show is Pteranodon. Like I'm so shocked. Like they had T-Rex, Triceratops, and Velociraptor. I'm shocked that Pteranodon's not in this show.
That's a good point. Hold on, I'm going to look up what age Pteranodon existed in because I'm pretty sure it's a Campanian creature.
Like literally, they had Hatzegopteryx and Quetzalcoatlus, and Quetzalcoatlus is a well-known pterosaur, but it's like
it wouldn't have existed at the time. At the period of time Prehistoric Planet was exploring.
Oh, really?
So, Pteranodon existed only to 86 to 83 million years ago.
Oh, damn.
It didn't survive for very long, did it?
No. Well, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, folks. Like, I am a dino nerd, but there's some things with dinosaurs that I gotta read up on.
Don't worry about it, guys. I'll help him get back up to date with dinosaurs as we go through. I'll help him out. But
when it comes to, this whole announcement is just like you were saying earlier, dude, like just these 5 episodes, like there is no way that they could have just left it at this. Like there is no way that they were gonna just do this 5-episode thing. Like you remember Dinosaur Planet, how there's only 4?
Yeah, that's right.
There's only 4 episodes. Yeah, there's only 4 episodes of Dinosaur Planet, and it's just like here you have a dino doc that's way better than Dinosaur Planet, and it's like really only 5 episodes. Are you kidding me right now? Like seriously? So the fact that they're actually listening to the dinosaur community and they're giving us a 2nd season here, that right there is dedication to not only showing dinosaurs in a very naturalistic way, but also
in a way that they should.
Exactly, like they're showing them in the way they should. But not only is it dedication to that, but it's also dedication to the dinosaur community, not just to paleontology, but to people like you and I who love watching stuff like this.
I've got to say, folks, because I know you don't want me to talk about this, but I've got to, just for the sake of it, just so I can express some context. So there's this dinosaur documentary that came out a little while ago called Dinosaur with Stephen Fry. And, there's bad, and then there's bad. And this dinosaur documentary takes the cake. like, there's some dinosaur documentaries that just aren't my cup of tea. But this Dinosaur with Stephen Fry makes Jurassic Fight Club, Clash of the Dinosaurs, and Monsters Resurrected combined look like a masterpiece. Put it that way.
Yeah, and because I mentioned it earlier, and I didn't really explain myself too much when I mentioned it. But I never seen the show personally, but I've seen like some screenshots from. I've seen screenshots from it, and you know, the CGI makes the Asylum look like Warner Brothers. I mean, seriously, it makes especially with this with the Diplodocus. And for those of you who don't know, Diplodocus was the sauropod featured in Walking with Dinosaurs. It was this Apatosaurus-looking thing that had these spines along its entire dorsal surface that gave Allosaurus It was a really cool looking sauropod. Yeah, but this show, Dinosaurs Stephen Fry, it took a Diplodocus model, made it look like it was half dead, and then just. And I told my bro, when I told my show about the show, when I watched the first episode, I told him that the models, the dinosaurs, not only does the CGI, you know, look god awful bad. Like, it makes, like you said, it makes the Asylum monsters look like Warner Bros. Animates. I told him, like, the Diplodocus, it moves so stiffly that it moves like whenever it walks like a wasp inside the arse of a chicken. Actually, no, that came out wrong, sorry. It walks like a chicken with a wasp up its arse. Yeah, and the thing is like, there's one screenshot that I saw, well, two of them actually, that Diplodocus is portrayed so inaccurately, it's not even funny. Like, Diplodocus has, like, one screenshot had its neck up, like, vertically, like a freaking brachiosaur, and it carried its neck horizontally, like, with its face close to the ground in real life. And then also, there's another one where its neck was bending and looking at Stephen Fry when Diplodocus's neck was stiff. It didn't move that much. So, just those two screenshots alone, and also Stephen Fry looks horribly green screened. Like, the green screens in it were just, oh god, like, did they even try? Like, did they even try to make it look convincing? They just didn't because they thought this would be a good way of getting more money. This wasn't, you could tell that the creators of the show couldn't care less about dinosaurs at all. But because dinosaurs are back in the picture and are now just as popular as they were back in the day, like, this was a good way for them to get into it and, you know, get some of that money. Yeah. But it's just so ridiculous. Like, I vowed never to watch this show and never to watch this. I'm going to say it right off the bat. I vowed never to watch this piece of shit. And, like, I would rather watch, like, the Asylum's 100 million BC, which, you know, the CG in that movie is very, very obvious to begin with. And, oh my god, so... that screenshot you sent me of that sauropod, that looks so much better, though. Yeah, the sauropod in 100 million BC does look a lot better, design-wise especially. It looks so much more natural than this freaking emaciated Walking With knockoff. It looks like it was infected with the... Okay, I gotta make this joke. The Diplodocus from Dinosaurs with Stephen Fry looks like it was infected with the Plague of Madness from frickin' Primal, and they decided to make a CG model of it, and it's like they decided to make a CG model of the infected sauropod from Season 1, Episode 7 of Primal, and just put it in this show. I mean, good God, man. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up, because we're somewhat going back into the dark ages of dinosaur documentaries again. Like, with Prehistoric Planet, we were somewhat at the golden age of dinosaur documentaries, and now we're going back.
But with the announcement of a second series coming out, this is the saving grace.
It is. It's very much the saving grace. Like the fact that season 1 exists, you know, that's like people can still go back to it. People can always go back and watch it. But season 2 coming out in May here is like, yeah, that's the saving grace, and it's like hurry up. I think what's going on is like the fact that it's coming out in May is like, it's like they gotta bury the Stephen Fry show. They gotta bury that like as quick as they possibly can.
Yeah, this game. Oh, sorry, not game. Sorry. This documentary. This documentary is gonna, like, I don't really know how to put it because my brain has stopped working again, so I apologize for that.
You had a monkey moment from Sock.
I had a sock moment. I don't know why, but it just happens.
Had a monkey. I always call it the monkey moment. I always call it having a monkey moment.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, oh, that's actually really cool. So I just looked up the release date for the first series, which was May 22nd, 2022. So on its anniversary, it will be releasing its second season, which is doubly awesome. Oh shit, that is awesome. Okay, I'm sorry, but like my reactions in this, are actually genuine. Like, cause he's looking it up as we're talking. He's looking it up as we're talking right now. So it's just like, yeah. So my reactions to this are genuine as he's looking some of this up, because all I heard was just the announcement. Like, that's all I heard was just the fact that it was getting a second season here. So, when it comes to Dino Docs, it seems like, season 2 of Double P is really bringing dinosaurs to it's to a level that hasn't been seen since Walking With, I think. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, because Walking With showed like I said, it's like the Kong 1933 of Dino Ducks, because prehistoric animal ducks, I should say, because of the fact that there's 4 of them, is they show prehistoric animals as animals, right? They show them in a very natural way, and Double P does the same exact thing here. So it's just like, season 2, I'm hyped for season 2 here of Double P. I can't wait for this fucking thing to come out. And the fact that it's on its anniversary, on the show's anniversary, is when they couldn't have picked a better time to do it. They could not have picked.
They did that on purpose just to hype us up more, I imagine.
Oh hell yes! Are you freaking kidding me? Like, seriously, I can't wait for the trailer. I can't wait for the damn trailer. I imagine we're gonna get, watch. I'm going to make a prediction here, folks. Like this video if you agree, or say in the comments if you disagree. I predict that we're going to get a trailer for Season 2 on April 22nd. Like, a month before the show. Either March 22nd here of this month, or April 22nd is when we're going to get a trailer.
I agree that I think the trailer will be sometime released in April. But I don't think the 22nd, because it will be a little too soon. But then again, they did show like several trailers a little too soon before. They did the same last year. They showed a lot of trailers last year soon before the episodes were released.
Yeah.
So I agree and disagree with the 22nd part and the date. But I do fully agree with you that it will happen sometime in April.
For the trailer.
Yeah,
I'd say, is there anything else you want to say about this anything else? Because
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Because all that's really been released, folks, is just the announcement and the screenshot of the Tarchia. And Tarchia, actually one last thing. It's actually cool that we're going to see Tarchia get the Double P treatment, because the last time I remember seeing Tarchia was in
that God-forsaken dinosaur documentary.
Yeah, where it fights a Tarbosaur, but the Tarbosaur looked like a damn T-Rex.
Yeah.
And the CGI for I don't know, I can't remember I don't even know what the name of that was. I just saw the fight scene.
One more thing I want to address before we head off. The one main thing I'm hoping the most from Prehistoric Planet is a companion book.
Oh, like Walking with Dinosaurs got?
Yeah, I still have that. I still have my copy from 2006.
Same with me. I still have my copy of it as well here, actually. I still have mine sitting on my bookshelf right now.
But my one still looks like I just brought it out the store the other day. It still looks pretty fresh, so...
Oh my god, yeah, mine, folks, I've read it like so many times growing up that the paper cover is missing, and then I pretty much, yeah, like I've read it so many damn times here.
How dare you?
Hey.
How dare you?
How dare you?
That thing is a treasure. That thing is a treasure that should be treasured.
I know, but it's also a book you're supposed to read. his reaction to that. His reaction to that. But anyways. But anyways, it's so cool to see, like, because Tarchia is not a really well-known dinosaur, and Double P is shown that...
Man, most of the dinosaurs, most of the animals in Prehistoric Planet were hardly known about at all.
Yeah,
only,
exactly. Especially...
Only real, lifelong, hardcore dinosaur nerds would know them, but with everyone else, they're like, did this even exist? What the hell is that?
Yeah, like, especially, like, Atrociraptor, you know, like, because the first...
Oh, you know what we should mention? You know, isn't it weird how Jurassic World Dominion and Prehistoric Planet both share the same dinosaurs? They
do. It's like, you know what, it is funny you mention that, because... You know, Jurassic World Dominion, you have T-Rex, you have Therizinosaurus, Atrociraptor, Velociraptor, and the Carnotaurus. And wait, which other ones? You named off like 2 other ones. Which ones?
I said Mosasaurus and Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah, exactly. So I just love like how they both came out. That is very ironic that they came out at the same time. It's like BBC was like, hey, before you go see monsters, this is what these animals were in real life.
Yeah.
Before you go see some genetically mutant monster, this is what these animals really were like. I just love like how the...
And folks, I just want to say, like, when we call the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World monsters, we're not hating on the franchise. We're just expressing our opinions on what they are, because even though they are dinosaurs, they're not like real dinosaurs, because their genetic code is modified with animals, modern day animals. So they're pretty much just hybrid dinosaurs.
Yeah, even the movies admit that. The movies even admit, the franchise itself even admits that.
You can't hate on us for that if the franchise admits it well.
Yeah, the franchise fully admits it to itself that the dinosaurs were well, except Biosyn Valley, because Biosyn fully admits that the genomes were intact for their animals. But with InGen, up until Dominion, they said that the dinosaurs had DNA of other animals in them to complete the genetic sequences to make them things, to make these animals. So, you know, yeah, like my bro said here, you can't hate on us for saying that because the franchise itself even knows it. But anyways, dude, overall, like, Prehistoric Planet...
I think that's it, eh?
Yeah, 54 minutes of talking about this freaking thing. So it's like, Prehistoric Planet Season 2 here. So hyped for it. Can't wait to see how any of the new shit they're going to pump out here with this show.
Honestly, out of everything else that has been announced this year, with all the other paleontology docs coming out, with the kaiju stuff coming out, none of them can compare to how excited I am for Prehistoric Planet Season 2.
Especially with how top tier Season 1 is, like, damn.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I just so can't believe, like, it's coming out in 2 2.5 months. 2.5 months we're gonna freaking
It's gonna
get
go,
this.
and it's gonna go insanely fast. Like time flies, man. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, so I know this video is long, but you know, when it comes to dinosaurs, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to dino docs because there's a shitload of them.
oh yeah, with dinosaurs, yeah, you can go on and on all day about them.
Exactly. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Well, before I really say that ending here, are you guys? Let us give this video a like if you're as hyped for Double P Season 2 as much as we are here. Or in the comments, let us know if there's any like things you're probably thinking there. You know, we like to hear your thoughts in the comments down below here. So we hope you enjoyed this. Please be sure to like, share, and consider subscribing, as well as go follow my boy Jurassic World Monsterverse 2 on his Instagram. The link to that will be in the description below. And then come and follow me on Instagram at LizardMan2021. And this is Tim W. Rago and
Jurassic World Monsterverse. Peace out, guys.
and we'll see you all in the next Kong review.
Have a good one, folks.